So some of you might be asking, why staging and does it work? Because I kind of think it's annoying to walk through a home and see staging furniture. Well, according to NAR, you are in the 7% of people don't really think staging works, or they don't think staging affects them at all. And the rest of the population does. So let's take a look at the statistics. And first of all, I want to go over what is staging. And staging is anything from taking items that are not in a home and bringing them into the home with a design element to create an experience for anybody who's walking through that home. Staging is done so that it creates an emotional response in the person who comes to view the home. So when we're talking about real estate staging, that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to create an emotional response in the buyer so that they can imagine themselves in the home with either their family or their loved ones or their favorite people. And that is what that experience is supposed to do. So it's supposed to trigger people into saying, I would buy this home and here's why. I could live in this home and here's why. Oh, I love the way this home feels. When you hear people talking about why they purchased a home, they'll talk in very logical terms. But when people really buy a home, they buy a home on an emotional response that they justify with all of the logical details. In other words, it's in the right location, it's the right configuration, and it's the right price and the right terms. So those are 4 things that people use to justify this emotional response they're having by seeing the home and being in the home, or even seeing the home virtually, because people do buy homes virtually as well, which means that staging is even more important. So I'm going to be reading a few of these statistics that NAR polled thousands of people so that you can find out and know oh gosh, here are the statistics and here is what staging really does. Here are the numbers. So I'm going to read this. 41% of agents noted that buyers are more willing to walk through a home when they saw it online with staging. 47% of buyer agents reported that staging had a distinct impact on the buyer's view of the home. And this is a National Association of Realtors statistic. 82% of buyer agents reported that staging helped buyers visualize the property as their future home. And an average of 10% buyers feel that listings should look like homes on TV shows. So that whole HGTV issue that we're coming across, because that's so popular. And then an average of 10% of buyers were disappointed by how homes looked in real life compared to what they see on TV shows. So isn't that crazy? And then here are 9 statistics about the results of home staging. So after the home is staged, here are those staging results. I bet you couldn't guess what those are. And I was pretty surprised when I read these numbers. This is from the National Association of Realtors because they poll people. Staged homes sell 88% faster and for 20% more than non-staged homes. 75% of sellers who use home staging saw a return of investment 5 to 15% over asking. That's from the Real Estate Staging Association. 31% of real estate agents reported that staging a home greatly decreased the amount of time it sat on the market. That's from National Association of Realtors. 23% of real estate agents stated that home staging increases the dollar value of a home between 1% and 5%. And that's from NAR. And the reason why that's important is that I'm with Be Home Idaho. We are with Keller Williams Realty in Boise, and we offer staging for our listing clients. And so we offer staging. We also offer staging and design advice as well. So we can also take your own personal home items, work with those, add infill staging if needed, and then have that awesome photography and placement. Sometimes a home just needs some small adjustments so that then we can trigger those emotional responses in people. A lot of times there are about 5 things that a seller would need to do if they're already staged to get ready to sell the home. And one is to just downsize what you have in the home. So decluttering, depersonalizing. So declutter, depersonalize, take about 30% of your items, store them away, organize, and do what we call a deep cleaning. And so all of those 5 things are very important to getting your home prepped and ready. And those will help people to imagine themselves in the home. The reason why we say getting rid of 30% of your home items is because when you do that, it makes the home feel bigger. Remember, we're working on feelings. It makes the home seem much more refined and defined. It also takes the eye off of the items in the home and creates more of what we call a wider view of the home so that people don't look at all your personal items. That's important because you don't want people triggered by something personal that you have in the home. You want them triggered by the home. So what happens is when we have really good staging or design, is that emotional response is triggered not by your personal items or your long-time antiques that came over on the Mayflower or any of your items that you've curated over the last 50 years. What really helps is for them to be able to say, oh gosh, this feels new, updated, right? And it feels like I can live here. So we also try to take away a lot of historic items because you don't want the home to feel like an antique, which in somebody's mind, in their emotions, they may feel that the home is old and outdated. We want the home to feel fresh, new, and you're competing with new construction. Now, if it's a new construction home, you just bought it a few years ago, you don't have to worry about that as much, but you still don't want to age a home, advancing that age by having too many historical items. That makes sense. Now, if you have any questions or comments, or you want to see more videos like this, like and subscribe to this channel. And I'll go ahead and if you want to DM me, you can DM me at 208-270-2730, and I can give me your email address. I'll set you up on my weekly area update as well, so that you can receive information about the market here in the Treasure Valley, in the Boise area. And I look forward to talking with you soon. And as always, be safe, be happy, and be home.